home of rugby league. Dial star 515 hash to subscribe.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Kiponge out on bail, leaders calling for peace, and Samoa creates history. It takes a true leader to bring peace and unite people in a tribal province. Stephen Temo, one of the leaders in the Southern Highlands province, has gathered all the leaders of the province on Friday in Port Moresby to discuss a way forward to bring peace into the province.
With so many properties destroyed and lives lost in the Southern Highlands province in the recent national elections, the leaders have come together last Friday and talked about the way forward to bring peace back into the province. Leading the people was Stephen Temo, who lost his house and a sibling during the fight. Temo, when giving his speech, says it is about time to unite all the people of Southern Highlands province and bring peace back to the once peaceful province.
One is to win, one is to lose. You mean work together now. You mean at least prosper. Man only mam, naibiyam, krangili likta moge. 2027 you mean challenge some women. So this line, me to thank you, you black and politician misla. And if you don't know, 9 to fresh to all.
He added that election is now over and urged all those that have fled the province to go back and bring back peace into the province. Temo stressed that it needs all the leaders of Southern Highlands to unite and instill peace in the province.
You must respect it.
Thompson Bello, a leader from Kagwa, called on all the people to change their attitudes and turn to God for a change.
You mean a beginning blow animals. There's la fight, na jealous, na angry, na talk bilas, na nobody must lose it now.
Another leader, Dennis Mogea, also called on the people to unite and work together.
Forgiveness and one but big blow something. You may forgive him not like Ogam, and me to get common enemy blame him, leadership to all. You may fight no good leadership. Suppose you make a good leadership in the province, and town blaming on a bar. You mean no stable.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Meantime, former MP for Nipa Kutubu Robert Kopal said Hela and Southern Highlands cannot be defined by the mistake of one judge, policeman, one public servant or one governor, but needs all people to be united for a good cause, and that is to bring peace back into Southern Highlands province.
And we blame and need him this all the problem, cross-cutting issues, unemployment, poverty. The Stockholm landless landowners who are struggling in their own city.
the eviction problem, the corruption, the global warming, all the other universal issues. You remember tribal law, the uniform, the makeup, the necktie, and the nice speech, it will never work. Human effort in vain unless you intervene. Supernatural power from another kingdom that is perfect and pure, peculiar. You remember need mentors, you remember need talk from God. You remember need the Holy Spirit.
National Gaming Board trustee Elizabeth Bradshaw had called on all the women in Southern Highlands Province to rise and talk about peace in their homes rather than keeping silent. Bradshaw made these comments when addressing the Southern Highlands leaders on Friday in Port Moresby. The leaders came to discuss the way forward to bring peace into the province.
Being a woman must not limit the women folk in making decisions in the community. National Gaming Board trustee Elizabeth Bradshaw told the Southern Highlands leaders at a peace talk in Port Moresby last Friday. She urged the leaders to take the lead and bring back peace into the province and stop discriminating women in the community. Bradshaw also challenged the leaders to let go of their pride as their decisions can create chaos or bring blessings to the community.
The country needs us. You mean Masenis. Now you mean Sanaplaya. Now you mean holy man. Now you mean talk peace. We mean peace. You mean talk no can talk one them. 10 platana, 20 plat face. You mean talk leader. Now you mean make it senis. So powerful leaders will rise up in this nation.
Meantime, National Gaming Board Chairman Clemens Canau supported the call from his colleague Bradshaw and urged the leaders of Southern Highlands to put their children first and the next generation in order for a good, peaceful province.
Having stated problem long have, law no the problem in Southern Highlands as well. Me come to West New Britain, me got big problem to West New Britain. He got big problem long Isibik. All catapult money, all looking plenty heavy lot. So country we go through plenty of challenges. Suppose we start addressing in a small way like this, we will overcome those challenges.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
Open it.
Making white flour rice become my favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
SB Lager was there for the birth of our nation. We cheered when we dominated the Pacific Games. And we were full of pride when the Hunters lifted the cup. SB Lager. Cheers to 70 years.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. A shift in policy to transit to downstream processing of agriculture and livestock products is the new way of growing the economy now and into the future. Minister for International Trade and Industry, Richard Maru, said this when announcing the shift in policy held in Port Moresby on Friday. Minister for International Trade and Investment and member for Yanguru Sausia, Richard Maru, accompanied by Chief Trade Officer NTO Richard Yakam and Rafael Urangwai, Director Trade Development and Com Division NTO, yesterday at Gateway Hotel, declared that the government is very serious about replacing all imported food items and to promote downstream processing.
47 years on, it's important that the country does appreciate and takes a stock out of our journey. And you could rightly argue that successive governments have contributed to where we are today in terms of policy, the way we have led and managed this country.
Maru stated that the Marape government has the task to help chart a new course for the future to grow the economy.
So we can grow the economy even further, grow internal revenue, create more jobs, and work towards building a more inclusive and a better Papua New Guinea.
He said 3 projects are the instant coffee factory in Lae and dairy product factories in Lae and East Sepik plans respectively. The instant coffee factory is expected to replace all instant coffee imports, which cost over 50 million kina annually. The 2 dairy projects will set up strategically in Lae to meet the demand for the Momase, Highlands and Island region and in the Sepik Plains to satisfy the demand from the Sepik provinces and Irian in West Papua. The National Training Council Secretariat launched its 10-year policy 2022 to 2032 at the APEC House on Friday 11th November in Port Moresby and was officiated by special guest and keynote speaker, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso. The launching ceremony was witnessed by principals and representatives of various training institutions, both in the public and private sector, and members of business arms, churches and supporting partners. Under the National Training Council Act 1991, the NTC is responsible for supervising and managing the implementation of the National Training Policy and for monitoring, reviewing and revising the policy where necessary. The formality of the launch coincided with speeches from representatives of like-minded organizations, followed by the keynote address by Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso. NTC Director Mr. Kinsella Jeffrey gave the opening remarks and an overview of the 10-year national training policy. Current Secretary for Department of Labour and Industrial Relations, Mr. George Taunakeke, commended those involved in the policy for the work put in. Traditional dancers from Milne Bay and staff and children of the NTC presented the national training policy to the Deputy Prime Minister. In his keynote address, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso said that the national training policy was approved by NEC in May 2022 before the national general elections for funding for the national budget to execute its implementation over the next 10 years.
The policy replaces the previous 1989 policy and represents the first major review and update of the training policy in a long 33 years. During that time, PNG has experienced rapid economic development and social change in all our sectors. It is vital that PNG develops a coherent national human resource development strategy in accordance with this growth and also in line with PNG's other national development strategies.
He said the NTP 2022 to 2032 is operational, in focus, and therefore sets out a range of guiding training principles that should be applied by all employers in PNG to ensure that effective training is implemented to support PNG's growing economy. During the launching of the 10-year National Training Policy, Employer Federation of PNG and NTC board member Florence Willie said that it was imperative and important that any policy in relation to skills development in Papua New Guinea must have the fullest possible buy-in from the private sector. She added that the private sector is also a major provider of on-the-job and in-house training in PNG.
It's a fact. Training and skills development is front and center of any workplace in Papua New Guinea. And employers spend a lot of money to upskill and train workers. We believe that a trained worker, a skilled worker, contributes so much at the workplace. It improves productivity. It also grows the person as an individual at the workplace. It brings together different, diverse people in a workplace to work together.
National Airports Corporation Managing Director Rex Kiponge was arrested at the Jackson's Airport around 7 p.m. on Friday upon his return from Mount Hagen. Kiponge is now out on a 10,000 kina bail.
In a press conference yesterday, Mr. Kiponge expressed disappointment in the manner at which he was arrested. According to Mr. Kiponge, he was escorted out from the domestic terminal area with police vehicles and detained at the Civil Aviation Safety Authority head office at 7 Mile for 3 hours, then later brought to the police station. Mr. Kiponge said he was disappointed and will formally lay a complaint to police.
The manner in which police came all the way to the airside unlawfully, just to abduct me and to detain me, took me all the way to CASA office.
Mr. Kiponge said the 17 armed police officers unlawfully gained entry into the restricted airside at the airport and said having armed policemen to force their way into a highly regulated and sterilized area is a serious security breach. CASA Director Benedict Oraka in response said police were performing their duties under the Police Act and Civil Aviation Act. He said Mr. Kiponge was invited on 6 occasions since early September to come in for an interview with CASA PNG. Mr. Oraka said because Mr. Kiponge refused, police assisted to have him arrested and charged at the CASA headquarters. He was charged under Section 280 of the Civil Aviation Act for allegations of operating and allowing normal operations into Nadzab and Kyunga airports without aerodrome operating certificate. Susanna Repe, TVWAN News.
And that ends the news segment. In sports, Samoa creates history and Koboni outclass Eagles.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
spending time with family. When you've got a big day ahead. When you have given it all you've got. When you're putting on a feast. That's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Welcome back. Samoa has created history after advancing to the final of the Rugby League World Cup for the first time ever. The Pacific Island team stunned the host England 27 points to 26 thanks to a Stephen Crichton field goal.
With the scores locked at 20-all, Stephen Crichton looked to have secured the result for Matt Paris's side with an intercept 6 minutes from full time, only for England halfback George Williams to return serve and send Herbie Fanworth over for his second try of the game.
To the right person who's got the legs to get there.
Well, it's Elliot Whitehead, isn't it? We're on his outside and running so fast. We just thought it had to be Tommy Mackinson, but it was Elliot White.
Tommy Mackinson calmly slotted the conversion from out wide to send the match into golden point. Crichton was the star of the show, stepping up from 30 meters out to land the match-winning play for the Pacific powerhouse. Samoan playmaker and man of the match Jerome Luai producing two moments of magic in the space of 8 minutes to push the Pacific powerhouse out to a 20-12. It was arguably the try of the tournament, a stamping, jinking run that featured a no-look overhead offload from Junior Paulo and a volleyball pass from Luai for Stephen Crichton to score. While the second, a sharp step back inside of an on-rushing Dominic Young, sent Lafai over for his second try of the game.
Yeah, definitely. You see around the world right now, it's a global scale thing, and we feel all that energy from wherever you are supporting Samoa. We need it for one more game, guys, so hopefully you can bring it for us. Yeah, like I said, belief. Not many calls went our way tonight, but our scramble, our brotherhood, it really showed tonight, and yeah, it's never been done before from a Samoan side, and yeah, I love these group of boys, man.
Samoa, who came into the tournament ranked as the 8th nation in the world, will now take on Australia next Sunday in the final. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The sleeping giants of Port Moresby AFL Koboni are the 2022 champions after dethroning 2019 to 2020 reigning premiers West Eagles 25 points to 21 on Saturday in Port Moresby. The old rivalry was decided early in the first and second quarters after the spirited Koboni outfit got off to a flying start, establishing a commanding lead of 4 goals to 1 and hung on until full-time to reclaim the silverware since 2018.
For Eagles, it was a case of saving the worst for last. With their unblemished winning track record over 2 consecutive seasons, 2019 and 2020, Eagles started their title defense on a slow note and never got into their rhythm until the final quarter of the contest, when they got 2 goals back that would have set up a grandstand finish at 4-3 Koboni's favor. For Koboni, the secret weapon for their victory was the presence of former Koboni legend and PNG Mosquitoes representative and High Commissioner to Australia, John Kelly. His encouragement, coupled with a long rich history and legacy of the club, was the main motivating factor. From the get-go, the slick Koboni outfit led by co-captains Brendan Beno and David Topeni started the game at pace with a good running game and better ball control, set plays and strong defense, forcing the more fancied Eagles into errors. Eagles, led by Captain Courageous Jeffrey Vogai, looked distracted from their usual free-flowing game and on many occasions caught flat-footed by the fast and elusive Koboni outfit that kept them chasing all day. Eagles, realizing the title was slipping away from them, had the last throw of the dice with back-to-back goals in the final term. However, time had expired with Koboni running out winners, 4 goals, 1 behind 25, to Eagles 3 goals, 3 behinds 21. Man of the match, Koboni's ruckman Wilfred Korogori. An elated Koboni's keeper Brandon Beno said his boys went into the contest with a simple game plan and executed well.
Me plan our game plan. Me plan Chiwan plan good plan. Welcome
come back again lo His Excellence Mr. John Kali. Fly lo camera come down. Local witness him play grand final so. Game la boost lo yesterday time arrive. I'm like game plan, but I'm talking about trust him play, self belief now. I'm like gonna play. So I'm people come inside, people talk the first quarter yet. Believe me, all we need me on world champions, but me underdogs. Believe us, but me go win so now me play see result. Game a lot lo convert now. All of the drop plenty balls lo ogara quarter. So me play capitalize to this line. At least first 2 quarters me play kicking all goals and I'm the defend the last quarter now winning.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The big grand final showdown between long-time traditional arch rivals in the Port Moresby AFL competition, West Eagles and Koboni, ended on a high note yesterday at the AFL Colts Oval. Special guest was former Koboni and PNG Mosquitoes Legend High Commissioner John Cully, who was also invited to officiate the kickoff of the big grand final.
Both Koboni and the West Eagles have been the two dominant teams for over 3 decades and have been bitter enemies of the Port Moresby AFL Premiership title ever since. And if there's anyone who knows the history better, it's former Koboni and PNG Mosquito star High Commissioner John Cully. Cully was back at his old stomping ground, the Colts Oval, on Saturday to watch his old club, Koboni, go up against Eagles in the 2022 Port Moresby AFL Grand Final decider. His presence at the game turned out to be a blessing in disguise for his old club, Koboni, putting on a class act performance to shoot down traditional arch rival and reigning premiers West Eagles. Cully, who was also invited to officiate the kickoff, was visibly ecstatic and over the moon with the performance of his team after the game. His message to the boys was simple: believe in yourselves and live your dreams.
They were possessed. And played the game the way that West normally plays. So I think they were outplayed from the first quarter. I think West was stunned already in the first quarter, and I think all credit to the boys for taking it up to the West.
Commissioner Cully was very impressed with the enthusiasm and energy displayed by the boys throughout, adding everybody played tremendously. He made a commitment to make the trip back to Port Moresby just to give his boys moral support, and they did everybody proud.
I came back especially for this, to make sure that the boys, I wasn't expecting them to win, to be quite honest. I just wanted them to play well for themselves, and do the hardest, and to be proud of yourselves when you walk on the field. And remember, I said, I want you to hold your fist up when you're walking off the field. And that's exactly what they did.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Have a top week ahead. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.